skydiving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Sober Sundays. It's Sunday, and we're sober, and that makes it a sober Sunday. Morning, Michelle. Michelle, howdy. Howdy to you. How do you do? No more awake today. Not by much, though. I'm still. Getting up at 6:30 in the morning should be illegal. Should not even be legal. Yeah. Should not be legal. Oh. What are you gonna do? Oh, so I finished how to take somebody through the steps in a day and a half. I'm going to go with informative. I'm glad it works for a lot of people. I don't know. Got a little incomplete to me. But it does help a lot of people. So I need a little bit more than that myself. But I know I'm kind of particular, man. All right. Michelle says, I agree. I'm up at 10 or 11. Yeah, I tried to sleep a little bit more, but my body was like, no, it's time to get up. Time to get up. Oh, I crashed hard last night. I did. Good boom. Oh, good morning, Amber. I love you too. Tell you more about it. I will, but not here. You'll take me through the steps in a day. I've already been through the steps in a day. I already did it. It is cool because at the end you do get to kind of claim that you're a recovered alcoholic, which I would kind of agree with. So, I'm also an alcoholic with a lot of opinions. So, I have to remember that too. Whether wrong or right is not the question here. No. The question is what's best for the person. Yeah. So, I will give you an idea. This is the 4-step. Right? It's 2 pages long. But this is where I had a hard time. It was just one thing. It was that what's the resentment? And they're like, okay, you go through it, just one resentment, and you go through it. And then you figure out what your character defects are, whether they're fear, self-pity, self-justification, self-report, self-condemnation, dishonesty, impatience, hate, false pride, jealousy, envy. So it is covering everything. What I liked about it, laziness, procrastination, insincerity, negative thinking, immoral thinking, intolerance, criticizing and gossip, greed, and then list some things you would never tell anybody. They gave the other side to it, which I really appreciated, because not everything that we are is bad. Not everything about us is bad. There are some good parts to us also, and we need to discover those. So I appreciated that. That kind of gives you an idea, though. The presenters did a really good job. Good job, everybody. There were some technical difficulties, but that's to be assumed during Zoom, honestly. When you have that many people and 50 breakout rooms and stuff like that. So the presenters and everybody did a pretty good job. But what they were saying is this is how the original 100 went through the steps. The problem that I have was this. It doesn't quite allow you to pick your higher power. I mean, it does. It does and it doesn't. So, all right. All in all, though, I will give it a 92%. Because what I say matters on that. All right. But at the same time, I don't agree that we go through the steps and it's taking a year. That's something that's so I'm going to have to take a look at some of my own stuff. All right. All right. That wasn't extreme there. Day and a half, year. No, I got a 3-4 months. Right? Right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Tell me how long it took you folks to do the steps and stuff. Let's find that out. All right. You know what time it is? It is not just 12:06. It is also time for Dion's Daily Funnies. What do you call a pig that does karate? Pork chop. Yeah, pork chop. What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. What do you get when you cross a lemon and a cat? A sourpuss. Yeah. I had a couple sourpusses this morning. Yeah. You don't do enough for us. I have a few cats. Well, this thing's like moving all over there, all over the place. What did the snail say when it was riding the turtle's back? Wee. I didn't get that one. Why don't big cats play poker in the safari? There's too many cheetahs. Too many cheetahs. Why do you never see elephants hiding in the trees? Because they are really good at it. All right. Just preparing you for Jeff Allen. 10 days. He'll be on in 10 days. Yeah. All right. Shell says either it does or it doesn't. Which is it? I don't know. I haven't figured it out. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. Dion, host, most stuff. I have nothing else to say. I just say stuff. If you're here, I don't have the most stuff. Trust me. That's how I made it sound. Trust me, I don't. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. We do have a lot of stuff, actually, but it's not really worth anything. Sentimental stuff. I have a lot of it sitting in the back. All right. Like over here, right below it, that's a trudging together. It says that the elevator is broken. You got to take the steps. This is my favorite Joker by Heath Ledger. Over here, we got Darth Vader. As you happen to know, you probably figured out I like Star Wars a little bit. We got a little bit of Yoda here. We got that is a bear my grandkids gave me. Over here on the wall, right there. That is actually a song written by a man named Ed Kowalczyk. The name of the song is called Lightning Crash. It was very popular in the 90s, and it is signed and dated I can see his thumbprint from here. So a little bit of stuff about the background. Amber gave me the salute to service. I love our servicemen. I believe in our boys in blue. Absolutely, I do. Thank you for my freedom. Thank you. There's one thing in this world that I truly, truly enjoy. It is my freedom. And not just because of my alcoholism, but because I have been locked up several times against my own will. I didn't necessarily do anything wrong. And it's something that still bothers me kind of to this day. But we're talking about daily resolutions. Haven't seen too many resolutions online, although I heard the gyms are full right now and it's driving the regular gym users crazy. I'm not there bothering you. Don't worry. Um, I don't really do resolutions as much as I make a statement for the year. Yeah. Last year was about change, and we got a lot of change happened. And what I was talking about is a change in my community, my recovery community. Yeah. This year, I'm claiming is the year of money. I'm going to start making money this year. So, whether that be that I apply for disability, get a part-time job, create something that is sellable, who knows? Who knows what it's going to be, right? So daily resolutions. What's the first one? We're going to talk about the power of choice here for a second. Power of choice. You see, you made a choice this morning. You may not even have realized it, but you decided to stay sober instead of going to the liquor store first thing this morning. Good job. Every day that happens, you reinforce your newfound recovery. It's an important choice, and like I said, you may not even know you were making it. I didn't realize I was making it this morning. I just went straight to praying. I went to God. Yeah. I do like I have every morning for almost 10 years. Yeah. Michelle says I'm going to start saving money this year. Good job. Good job, Michelle. Yeah. I think that's cool. A resolution doesn't always need to be huge. It doesn't need to be announced. In fact, it's those quiet resolutions that we do throughout the day. Those are the ones that count. You know, making a huge resolution in front of everybody, there's a good chance it's going to lead to failure. Right. So these are daily resolutions, and we live 24 hours a day. At least the people in the AA program do. Okay. It would work well for pretty much anybody in the entire world if you choose that that's what you want to do. Now, the thing is these daily resolutions that we make, they are our intentions. Maybe today you want to help somebody else out. That is a resolution. It is something that you're going to do. But if you go out and brag about that you're going to do it first, there's consequences to that. Did you go and announce to everybody that you've gotten sober? No. Well, you might have. You might have. But you shouldn't. Because we got to get some proof in the pudding first, right? So, whereas I can appreciate that they have things like dry January, it also thinks that you just got to stay dry for during January. And I don't do dry. No, that sounds boring, doesn't it? It doesn't. It doesn't sound like it's going to be much fun. Dry January. Whew. Actually, that sounds horrible. Doesn't it to you? If you're an alcoholic like me, doesn't 30 days of no alcohol and no fellowship just sound like a horrible proposition? Because that's what dry is. Okay. Go get you some recovery. Change your life. You're going to have to change things. Just going off the alcohol isn't going to change your life. Well, you know what? That's not necessarily true. Let's say you are not an alcoholic. Let's say you are what we would call a normal drinker, but you've been going through something this year. You've been drinking a little bit more than you should be. If you cut that out, you're going to see the difference pretty quickly, actually. Yeah. But if you're an alcoholic like me who drank like I did, you're not going to really see a difference in the first week, 2 weeks. Uh-uh. Not if you went down as far down as I did, or a lot of us did, right? So dry January is more for people that are having 1, 2 glasses of wine after work each day. That's more what it's for. It is an advertisement. And recovery, there's a couple things about recovery. Number one, we don't promote. We don't need to promote. This morning, I got an email from somebody I do not know at all. Never met this person. They found me on Facebook. I'm going to read it. I'm going to keep the names out of it, though. I'm not sure what to do. It starts out, um, Colorado rehab. I have an adult daughter, 35 years old. She recently got out of the hospital due to a neglected infection. She almost lost her arm. She needs in-house opiate rehabilitation. We're fairly new to Colorado, and I don't know where to look. I came across your post on Facebook about trying to gather information about rehabs. Our main issue is that some of them may not take her since she had surgery on her elbow about a month ago, but she still needs care. Recently got out of the hospital. Let me know if there's anything you can help me with. We're thinking we might have to do outpatient due to her needing medical leave to see physical therapy and plastic surgeon follow-ups. We live in blah, blah city. This is what I get to do. And their resolutions. My resolution is to help other people out. It's always my resolution. My resolution is to stay sober and do God's will, to become a better person, to learn more, to become more educated, to gain more knowledge. Why? So I can help more people. That's why I went and did this event, so I could help more people. I got a little bit more out of it. Absolutely, I did. I did not go into it with a closed mind. No. Although when they said to get on our knees, yeah. See, my higher power does not require that of me. And they didn't make anybody do that. So you know, I made it sound like that. Well, if I felt a little pressure, I felt a little pressure. Hey, peer pressure, but I don't give in to peer pressure. All right. And they said, no, you're not required to. All right. I agree with that. I agree with it. So you know, my mind's just working through all of it is what it's doing. Um, it's a process of taking what you need and leaving the rest, just like anything else, right? Yeah. Ah, refreshing. That was refreshing. So, what are daily resolutions not? What are they not? Not. Don't do do do. Not do do. Not. Dun 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 dun. Dun. All right. It's an old song. They're not New Year's resolutions. They are not promises. Okay. But they are daily decisions to stay aligned with recovery. Yeah. I don't I don't make promises very often. About the only promises I work with are the promises in AA because I know that they'll come true if you do the work. I can promise you that it'll come true if you do the work. Mhm. Patterns don't lie. They don't lie. They can't. All right. So what we're doing is we're trying to get ourselves into a daily thinking here. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't plan trips, so you can't do this, you can't do that. Don't be the alcoholic that takes it to the extreme. Hey, do you want to go to dinner tomorrow? I don't know. It ain't here yet. Don't be that. Don't be that jerk. All right. That's just a person that's making it difficult for you to get to know them. All right. Just so you know. All right. Alcoholism lives in extremes, but recovery lives in today. Alcoholism is full of extremes. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do they the stories that I told while drinking were tall tales. The things I said that I was going to do while I was drinking, I never had any plan on doing. They were just great ideas, but I was never ever able to follow through on them. Usually I didn't remember. If I didn't write this stuff down, I didn't remember the ideas that I usually came up with. They were gone the next morning with the hangover. Right? I'm gonna get sober tomorrow. I'm gonna get sober tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never gets here. Tomorrow is always tomorrow. Always. So reverse that. Smack it down, flip it, and reverse it. Another song. I'm just throwing song lyrics in here today. Reverse it. I can drink tomorrow. There you go. There you go. I'm not drinking today. I can drink tomorrow. Tomorrow never gets here. Then when it's today again, you're going to drink tomorrow. So utilize what you used to use as a way to keep you drunk to help you stay sober. Resolutions set us up for success rather than disappointment. Okay. What are some examples? How about I'll be honest for today? That's a resolution. All right. I will ask help for I will ask for help if I need it. Okay. Today I'm not going to isolate. Now, this is stuff that, it says I will not isolate. But even saying that, it really depends on how you say it. If you say I'm not going to isolate, you know what you're going to do? You're going to isolate. You're actually telling yourself to isolate. It's a double negative in the sentence. And that's how this brain takes it, because I always have the cart before the horse. No, make the statement. I'm going to get out of the house today. That I'm going to attend a meeting today. I'm going to make a phone call today. Not, I will not isolate. That's not going to do you any good. When you put the word not in it, it has a negative connotation that the brain holds on to, the alcoholic brain holds on to. And by the end of the day, you'll be like, oh, fuck, I isolated again today. How did that happen? Because you told yourself you were. I don't feel well. You're correct. You're correct. I was just sick for like a week and a half, and it's what I went through. Every time I told myself I didn't feel well, I felt a little worse. It's hard not to. It's hard, huh? Right. So, I will take the next right action. Will you? That goes along with doing the next right thing, which, you know, I can get on board a little bit. How about we do what God wants next? How about that? How about it's his turn? Because for me, when I try and decide what the next right thing is, it is always the next right thing. How do I know that? How do I know it's the next right thing? Am I asking for guidance, or am I just going through my day carefree doing whatever it is that I want? Right? This morning I got up, I'm like, after I do the daily trudge, I think I'm just gonna sit down and play video games. I haven't been able to relax. I got that email. See, the plan changed. It changed. I'm gonna have to reach out to this person. Yeah. I don't have anything, but maybe a conversation would be a good start. Yeah. What time do they write that at? 11:45 p.m. That's not a good sign. All right. All right. So action over intentions. Good intentions don't keep us sober. I can have all the best intentions in the world, but without guidance, without truth, It's nothing. It's the wrong thing. I say it a lot. Alcoholics will do the wrong thing with the best of intentions without accountability. Without accountability, I tend not to do the right thing. Not always. Not always. Sometimes I get lucky and I do the right thing on accident, you know. There's nothing wrong with needing direction in your life. There's nothing I think it takes a lot more courage to ask for help than to squander or maybe here's part of the problem. Okay? People tend to I notice that people do tend to ask for help. It's just nobody is willing to do it. I mean, it happens in AA meetings all day long. People the person that's walking into the meeting and it's their first meeting ever, they're asking for help. It may not be coming out of their mouth, but aren't actions louder than words? Main thing is they came into the room. They're lost. And now you expect them to know what it is that you know. It's got to stop. I challenge you. Reach out to the newcomers in your meeting. Stop waiting for them to pick you as a sponsor. Right? You are a recovered alcoholic who has been given the gift of discernment. And discernment means good judgment. God gave you a gift. And for you not to use it is abuse. In my book, that'd be abuse. Hi, Daryl. Daryl says if I was judged by my intentions, I'd be emperor of the universe. Oh, my thoughts of prayer are with you, right? It's the thought that counts. Is it? Is it the thought? I thought about going over and helping that newcomer, and gee, it's the thought that counts, but they got to be willing. They got to be willing to come over here and ask me. I mean, come on, man. The way I see it is if they walked into the room and said, yeah, I'm Dion, I'm an alcoholic, this is my first meeting, there's the willingness. Oh, but they were put there by a judge. They still had a choice not to go. They could have gone to jail, but that's not the path that they chose. Huh. Sounds like willingness to me. Yeah. Oh, so action over intentions, simple actions. What do we base everything off of? Keep it simple, sweetheart. Yeah, kiss. Keep it simple, sweetheart. Keep it simple, stupid is how it used to be. All right. But we had to fruff it up. I prefer the first. I prefer the original one. Keep it simple, stupid. But, we had to change it because people get butthurt very easily. We're not calling you stupid. We're saying what's going on is stupid. It's moronic. Yeah. A lot of words we're not allowed to say now. Never been huge on being PC until I got sober and realized that I was utilizing that as a way to keep people away. And I had to be more approachable. So I became a little bit more PC, right? We show up imperfect. Love it. We show up imperfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes here all the time. I probably made 2-3 mistakes. Don't even know it today. Don't even know it. I may have, right? So we're not perfect, but we're showing up anyway. Because it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be done. I think that's the main reason that we haven't gotten the detox for Adams County yet. They're trying to make it perfect and it ain't going to work. It's not going to work. It needs to be imperfect. There needs to be a little bit of imperfection. So what happens? Well, I show up It is, and I am imperfect. So what happens? I ask God for guidance and he makes it perfect. That's what it happens every time, almost every time. Michelle said we had a newcomer last night saying it was his first meeting. I know some of our guys reached out. I hope to see the new guy over and over. Yeah, we try. I asked him to stay out for the parking lot meeting too, because we were going to get him some more numbers and stuff. But it is hard when somebody stays off camera and doesn't speak the whole time because we need to kind of hear you and yeah, and see you. I know they can. That's the hard part about Zoom is it takes away some accountability with that camera. But just like yesterday when they said to get on our knees, they're not required to. Right. Um, I do know that one person explicitly put in chat, here's my number, give me a call after the meeting. I know that happened. I saw that because our group is awesome, man. Yeah. We help a lot of people. I think it's cool. It's cool, huh? It's cool. Cool. All right. Cool. So what do we do when we fall short? Maybe I forgot to pray yesterday. Maybe I forgot to pray. I didn't go to a meeting, yelled at the wife. It wasn't the best day. What are we going to do? Well, the key here is not to beat up on yourself, but get back to the things that you were doing. That's the key. Maybe you even had a slip because you didn't do that. And today you're waking up with a hangover. It's okay. We're just going to start over. Right? And that doesn't mean that you lost everything that you learned up to that point. Some people tend to think that a slip means it's all over with, that we have not made any progress. Okay? I don't want to. Here's the thing, relapse is not a part of recovery because relapse means you went out for years. Slips mean you went out and came right back. See, verbiage very much counts. It does. Okay. Sober, alcohol, clean, drugs. It defines things. And we got to start. Everybody's running around relapse prevention, right? How about slip prevention? Because clearly we don't understand what the word relapse means in the clinical sense. Gotta be very careful on these words. Daryl says that's my sponsee. He's silent. We'll work on it. He's talking about me, folks. I'm just kidding. Then Daryl is my sponsor. I'm one of the coolest sponsors in the world, man. I'm going to tell you something. It took me 6 years to find him. 6 years it took me to find a sponsor. So don't sit here and tell me that we've got to, that the person needs to be willing and reach out. No. See, I went to AA for 2 years, raising my hand, asking for help. Nobody got up off their butt. It almost killed me. Your inaction almost killed me. Shame on you, man. And this was a group I started. Oh, let me rephrase that. That I was asked to help start when I was 19. I did not start it. No. Chet and Orson and God, I'm forgetting everybody's name. Joe B, all those guys that they did a great job putting that meeting together. But it's because they weren't there anymore. So Daryl says, "Oh no, you're not silent." No, I'm not. All right. So we can reset. That doesn't mean you need to quit. Okay. You might get a defiance so sickening that you just don't want to talk to God. It doesn't mean he's not listening. God loves you. God has a love for us that we do not understand yet. All we can do is discover more. That's how big it is. Right? Daryl says our relationship was a melding, which I really appreciated. Yeah, it took some time. I really appreciated that. And Daryl, I appreciated you being patient. I'm not the I may come on here and I may talk about things going on. I may seem transparent, but I'm one of the hardest people to get to know. If you want to try and get to know me, I don't necessarily I don't want to make it hard, but I don't make it all that easy, man. Loyalty is huge to me. And it'll take time, but I appreciate the time. Now that doesn't mean that I don't love you. I will still do whatever I can to help you. Has nothing to do with that. But my personal stuff, kind of personal. There's some thing there's some things about me that you may not like if it came to light. I don't know. I don't know. I tell you now, some people would stop listening to me. I'm getting a little too close to it. So, resolution for this alcoholic anyway, right? Because what happens is I go to bed a recovered alcoholic and I wake up a drunk. I used to say hopeless, helpless, chronic drunk, but that's not true. No, I don't wake up a hopeless drunk chronic, but I do wake up in a renewal. What does it mean? It means I'm reborn every single day. That's what's so great about the steps. It gave me a clean slate to work with, but it did more than that. It took my tumultuous past and it turned it into gold. I do not mind sharing my past, even the most weird one. Yeah. So, all right. So that daily resolution, then we have to live in that resolution, right? So how daily choices stack into a changed life. Consistency is what builds freedoms. Okay. And this worked for me when nothing else in this world would. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you right now, I didn't go out and try all the easier, softer ways. I already knew they didn't work. Why? Because I had been told by people I trusted that they tried that and it did not work. And I learned from other people. So thankfully, I came straight back to AA. Thank you, God, for that. Thank you for teaching me the right way, for putting me in the right place for me. Thank you, God. Yeah. So make that daily resolution each day that you're going to stay sober today and that you're willing to go to any length to do it. And there might be times when God gives you something that might seem a little bigger than what you realize, right? Because I hear people say, and it may be true for them. They say God never gives me more than I can handle. I That isn't how it works for me. God tends to give me just a little bit more than I can handle, so I'll reach out to his children. He doesn't want me doing it alone. That makes a lot more sense to me than God just giving me never more than I can handle and not challenging me. I don't agree with that. I believe that God is challenging me because he wants me to be better because there's something planned. I don't know what that plan is. I don't need to know. I only need to know this. God gave me the ability to save other people's lives. Yeah. Yeah. You couldn't be bestowed with a greater gift than helping his children. We mean everything to him. We are everything to him. Daryl says, I think God thinks I'm a badass. Yeah. God would be right. I think you're a badass too. It's beautiful, isn't it? All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I hope the Jaguars lose today. They're the only team I'm afraid of beating the Broncos. So I hope they lose today. And I'm not going to ask God because God don't do football. Okay. He doesn't do football. All right. But he did make sunsets orange. Did he make a beautiful world for us? Didn't he create such a beautiful, beautiful place for us? All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. Go Bears. Yeah, that was it. Bears had a great game. Peace out. And keep on trudging.